Dr. Jeremy Weiss here, founder of InspriedInsider.com, where I talk with inspirational entrepreneurs and leaders like the founders of P90X, Baby Einstein, Atari, and many more, how they overcome big challenges in life and business. Today, I'm very excited. We have Chad Rubin, co-founder of Skubana. Skubana is a platform to manage your entire e-commerce operation from one central dashboard. He's also founder of a top e-commerce company, Crucial Vacuum and Crucial Coffee, where he's a top 500 seller on Amazon. It's no surprise you can find his book on Amazon, Cheaper, Easier, Direct. Chad, thanks for joining me.
What's up, Dr. J? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so the question is that people want to know. They want to know, what advice would you give to sellers looking to make their first $1 million on Amazon? So I want to start with one of your biggest mistakes that you made from going from 0 to $1 million on Amazon. Then we'll talk about how other people can do it.
So for me, it would be reselling somebody else's product. I think it was a big mistake out of the onset that costed me not only money, but also time. So I spent time selling another brand's product, but at the end of the day on Amazon, it's like musical chairs. If you have one seller that's winning the buy box, the next day it's another seller that's winning the buy box, and it's just recycled. And so you're really at the supplier's whim. So in the beginning, in the early stages, when I was nascent, I was a reseller, and then decided to start making my own product.
Okay. And so what created the biggest leap for you in selling the most product and getting traction in that from 0 to $1 million?
I'm sorry, the biggest leap?
Yeah, gave you the most traction.
Yeah, I was tired of playing the rat race of winning the buy box. So I went off to establish my own brand myself. Now, you can find manufacturers that already exist today on Amazon to actually private label for you. Most suppliers today actually don't want you to take their product and resell it and just be another reseller out of the 30 that are on the product detail page on Amazon. So you can approach manufacturers and just say, hey, I want to start making whatever you want, whatever you want to make, want to start making it and go from there.
What was your first product?
First product was a vacuum filter.
Mm-hmm.
I brought in a very small minimum order quantity. It was like a carton, and then it became 3 cartons, and then it became 3 pallets. And now today we're making, we're probably doing almost 100 containers a year.
Yeah. And I know the background story behind, so I'm not going to ask, how you, obviously it's not an obvious thing to start selling vacuum filters, but there's started with your family business. Your parents were in vacuum parts and vacuums. But for advice for people to get to that first $1 million, what are the top couple things they need to be thinking about?
I think right now in a 2006, you have to be thinking about a 2017 Amazon environment. Mm-hmm. And right now it is brutally competitive to compete on Amazon and to come out with your own product. So you have to make sure, and we tell this to everybody, make sure your product is solving a problem.
Yeah.
Because the world does not need another garlic press. It doesn't need another spatula or a silicon baking mat. And so really make sure you're solving a problem that's unique and has value propositions that will actually allow you to capture those sales and take market share from whatever exists out there today.
Yeah. So solving a problem. What else? What's another
Solving
big thing?
So it's not just, hey, I'm going to manufacture a product and post it on Amazon and it's going to sell well.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes into it. So Amazon listing optimization, how your title. Some categories have a 200-word or 250 character limit, but make sure you're making robust titles and they're keyword dense. Make sure your descriptions and your bullet points have like capital letters in the beginning to make sure that, because no one reads anymore. Like people have a attention of a cat. And so you have to make sure that you come across and create compelling content, which is all part of Amazon's algorithm, which gets people to actually, they track whoever comes to your page and actually hits the buy button and buys your product based on the keyword that you're actually advertising for. So you have to create compelling content that's forcing the buyer to convert.
Yeah. And, Chad, people pay you tens of thousands of dollars to consult with them and to look at their information, their products. when you go through and they go, Chad, I want you to take a look at my listing, what do you look at? What are the top things that you're looking at and you're advising them?
So I look at the title, I look at the photos, and I made sure that they're hitting the max capacity of everything that Amazon is looking at for a complete listing. So back to it again. Titles, photos, bullet points, the long description. I go into the reviews as well, and I look at competitors' reviews, and then I look at the back end of Seller Central. Then I start seeing if there's any advertising that's being done, how you're advertising, all the way up to the unboxing of your product.
What's the top 3 most important? Like if they couldn't do any of the others, what should they focus on?
Photos,
yeah,
title, bullet points.
Okay. So photos, break down good photos. What's good best practice?
Well, you have to pay me thousands of dollars.
Well, these people, are listening right now are, they're getting thousands of dollars worth of value right now. About to.
They certainly are. For me, it's all, like I said, Amazon wants compelling content.
Yeah.
Things that will force a conversion. That's all they care about. They care about the purchase. Google cares about unique content and they care about the click. So when you're creating or a listing or a title or bullet points, make sure it's compelling and make sure all the value propositions are in the content, and make sure you're looking at your competitors' reviews and doing what Notorious B.I.G. once said, which is taking negatives and turning them into positives.
Is that what he said? Okay.
Yes, that is what he said. Shout out to Biggie. So make sure you're taking those negatives and turning them into positives.
So I don't know if you want to point someone to your listing or someone else's, but what's an example of like just a stellar photo?
Stellar photo. Look at the number 2 seller on Amazon, or number 3, Anchor, Anker. Look at any of their reviews.
So what is it in their photo?
Reviews, excuse me.
Their
look
photos.
at any of their photos. Any of their listings.
So give me an example of like what you've seen on Anchor that you've done.
Check out their photos. You'll see they have value propositions on all of their photos.
Okay.
So you'll see, like, they make a USB 5-port connector. Really, really, like, they make it look sexy.
So
it's not so sexy, but their photos make you want to buy, which is going back to what I said initially. It's about compelling content.
Yeah.
What's going to make the buyer want to buy quickly and fast?
Yeah. So those photos, and then you also mentioned bullets. What should people be doing with their bullets?
So look at another company called Alpha Griller. They make barbecue temperature to make sure your meat is cooked at the right temperature.
Yeah.
And check out their listings.
So what, if you were to sum up one of them, like what's an example of like an amazing, but you wouldn't think that someone would create for a grill unit or something?
Well, it's about value props. And
right. I just want to give someone a sense of.
So like if I was selling Jeremy White's glasses on Amazon right now, I would put in one of the bullets that you have an Inspired Insider guarantee. You can buy with confidence or your money back. And you will not find this on these 4 branded eyewear companies. So you're giving people confidence. They can trust you that they can buy it. And by the way, Amazon's going to take their money back if you're FBA no matter what. So why not put in a guarantee? Because I can take those glasses and I can dunk them in the toilet 20 times and Amazon will still take them back.
Right.
You're laughing, but it's so true.
Well, it's a good piece of advice. So people should check out Alpha Griller. And what I noticed with their bullets is they put all caps in the very beginning. So like ultra fast thermometer, and they're all their value proposition. And then they have that buy with absolute confidence or 100% money back lifetime guarantee. Anything else with bullets that's important to note? People could check out the Alpha Griller.
The value props. It's all about what's going to get people to buy.
So Anchor for the photos. Check out Alpha Griller for the bullets. What was the third one?
Those were the 2.
No, there's one more, right? Photos, bullets, and what was the third most important that people should pay attention to in their listing? Description, was it?
The title.
The title. Okay. So what's a good company or thing to look at for the title?
I think Alpha Grillers does a great job. I think a lot of anchors listings do a great job. They're not keyword stuffing, they're just keyword dense and they're robust. And they're giving you what you need with some value props in the titles to make sure that that person that's typing in cell phone cases will click on your product and come to visit your page.
Yeah. What else for someone to make their first million? What other nuggets should we talk about?
There are so many nuggets to make your first million. This is just the onset rate. We're just talking about getting your product descriptions and your pages optimized to get a conversion. But there's so many moving pieces in e-commerce. We don't really have enough time in the next 3 minutes to cover it.
Well, so one of the other things to cover is, product, right? It's got to solve a problem. What's one for you that you can talk about that solved a big problem and the reason why you chose it?
Well, let's go over a recent example. iPhone 7 just came out.
Yeah.
It's missing a headphone jack.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's a problem because all of our headphone jacks are traditional headphone jacks, so we can't use our native headphone jack. So either you can buy an adapter. So I'm sure the adapters are blowing up right now. Lightning port to audio adapters. But also the question is, can you actually create an audio headset that actually has voice built in for the Lightning port that's on the iPhone 7?
Mm-hmm.
That category is about to explode right now, and I guarantee you there's some companies that are working on it already.
Yeah. And you talk about this, the bottom line is in Cheaper, Easier, Direct, you talk a lot about this methodology. I mean, you talk about looking around you and figuring out what problems you have, right?
Yeah. And I just gave you a freebie, Jeremy. I'll just take 10%.
Any other freebies?
That's all I want. I want.
What's another idea people should steal that you don't have time to execute on?
I think there should be a Alibaba for U.S. manufacturers.
Yeah.
Boom. That is $1 million idea.
Why has no one done it?
Is doing it? You tell me.
Well, Thomas.net, is that similar? I mean,
garbage. I can spend 2 days on Thomas.net and still not walk away knowing any manufacturers at all.
What about for specific products? Like you said, you just gave a product idea someone can run with. What's another one you're not going to execute on?
I think that's a good one to start on. I'd like to keep some of my other product ideas to myself.
All right. I only ask the good questions. Chad, we are done. Any final words with making your first $1 million on Amazon?
Test purchase from your competitors. See how they're packaging the product.
Yeah.
And look at the labels. Look at how it comes. Look at the experience.
That's a fantastic advice. That there is just worth its weight in gold. Test purchase, because you get all the information you need. You have a video on this actually, where you test purchased and found out. I forgot, it was a thermometer. Actually,
yeah, the Alpha Griller.
It was the Alpha Griller.
Is that the audio is really bad, so the next time we do it, it has to be much better audio.
Right.
But it was like spur of the moment, and I had 2 other big sellers with me.
Yeah.
Who I wouldn't normally traditionally have around.
Yeah. But test purchase from competitors. Check out your photos, bullets, titles. Chad from Skubana. Check out Skubana.com. Check out Cheaper, Easier, Direct.
Boom. Thank you.